I don't know what face to make. I'm slightly disappointed, mildly excited. We have to wrap up the Fuji Summit now.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
As Jordan mentioned, it is now required by law to have an RGB light or you're not a YouTube video. I don't want to piss off the authorities. So we got a lot to discuss. I have notes. We just watched the Fuji Summit and like 15 XH2 reviews. Some of them were good. Most of them were coming to you on a Canon R5C side rant. And then we get into this. Someone help me. How? I can't get the files off this thing. In XF AVC, they don't show up on my computer. There's nothing there. And I can play them back in here. Can't do it. So no RAW. I can't shoot RAW. We're in 1080p. Hopefully that works. What the hell's happening? Thank you, Camera Canada. Let's move on. So Fuji XH2s, we've been waiting a long time for it as an X-T4 owner, wildlife videographer in the making. This is what I was looking forward to. 4K 120p, animal eye detect, new and improved IBIS, 480 frames per second. No. Scratch that one off the list. So these are the things I've noticed with a detective eye. Don't just pre-order this thing through my affiliate links down below provided to you. You gotta think this through. You're seeing, oh, new Fuji camera, buy. Click the buy button, mom. There's a lot of positive things, but some not so great things. Things are bad. So ProRes, is that a good thing? Like, that's a lot. That's file size is way too big. I don't think I'd ever use it. Apparently the H265 slightly hard to play. I predicted that one. But if you go back down to 420, you should be fine. Animal eye detect appears to work in video, so that's a good thing. The only thing I don't like is bird and animal are separate functions. So if I see a bird, wicked. Fox, oh no. Menu dive, oh, that fox ran away. Eagle grabbed the fox, flew off. Which one's it gonna track? A problem. So Canon just detects animals. Oh, there's a bird. Oh, there's a fox. It knows animals. In the beginning of the summit, they claimed 4 times faster than the X-T4. X-T4 does 240 frames per second. So due to my calculations, we now have 240 frames per second. What happened there? Where's the speed advantage? I'm not seeing it in my life. We should be having 960 frames per second as per the data sheet, and I'm not seeing it. 4K 120p, big crop. So you have to think 1.29 times crop. In the X-T4, 4K 60 is an 18% crop. You move up to 4K 120 now with a larger crop. So quality could be worse than this 4K 60p. I'm just throwing it out there. And apparently autofocus is worse in that mode. And that's what you would want. Animal eye detect 4K 120p. You think the crop is good because you're wildlifing. Oh, I need that extra reach. Do you? It's nice, but now you have a smaller sensor. This is my only problem with the Canon R7. 4K 60p, 81% crop. Less than a 1-inch sensor. Now you have a bridge cam for $97,000 Canadian. It has a much better viewfinder, but same screen as the X-T4, which in my opinion, that was the right way to go, because that's all I use for wildlife. I'm looking, that'll be better. Screen I never touch, so keep it the same. Costs are down, $2,500, I don't mind it. How much is that Canadian? Probably $3,300. Plus tax, 13%. They made their Stabe sound like a gimbal killer, 7 stops with certain lenses, but I wasn't seeing much of an improvement. A lot of people were saying like, the IBIS is so much better, and I'm seeing the jerks through their B-roll. It's like, are you watching your own footage? Maybe you review yourself before you let yourself into the world. So I appear to think that doing those pans, that's my only complaint about that thing. One of my 10 complaints is that the IBIS is jerky and it catches up when you move. I don't think they really fixed that. I don't know until I see it myself. Then we'll know. 6K 30p was a disappointment. I was hoping 6K 60p. Otherwise, it's useless to me. Normal motion birds, I could just see that anywhere. I could go into a aquarium. They sometimes have pet birds there. 7 custom modes. and you can use them for video. I think only one person let us know that, Gadgen from Henry's. Thank you, brother. He's the only one who touched on it. Huge deal. So you can save either photo or video modes. I think that's good. There's no more video to photo switch, but the custom modes can be saved to video or photo. So you'll have to remember 4 video settings, 3 photo settings. Don't flip that around. 5 video settings, 2 photo. More like 6 to 1. That's the proper one. Where's my exposure comp dial? Do I need to call the police? It's missing. How long's it been missing? The whole time. Every single video it shows that it's not there. I needed that. That's like, you want to get rid of the dials, so we still wanted that one. I like that one, not the shutter dial on the left hand. It was so easy, like, oh, that bird's a bit underexposed. Swink. Done. Now what? F-Log 2. That came out of left field. I was like, really? Now we're approaching cinema cam dynamic range. X-Trans sensor with F-Log 2? You might have something. Apparently it has some noise at points. 1250 minimum ISO. I don't love that. It was 640 on the Fuji. F-Log 1. That could be amazing though. In certain shots, bright high noon. Wow. I just switched from C-Log 3 to wide dynamic range, and you care. Did you see the difference? Wow. Do we have any more notes? The huge fan, likely unnecessary. Thank heavens. Nobody got it to overheat. The fan doesn't really even add like a serious amount of time. It just like, it overheated in an hour and a half and now it's 2 hours. So it's good. We're good to go. I said that in my initial clickbaity bullshit review of the fan. I laid claim that there could not be use for it. So I was right in some manner when I froke out like a child. Froke out is the plural to freaked out. Full-size HDMI, I don't give a shit. Remote control, costs $1,000. Wow. I could record myself running in a forest. Not really worth the grand. 150 to 600. That's an interesting one. Is it? 1605 grams. So much lighter. It's not lighter, it's heavier, but not much heavier, which is surprising. But nobody's saying, when does it turn into a 6.3 and an 8? Like, is it immediately? What is it at 400 versus this 400? I have a feeling this one will be sharper and the better lens overall, because with the Fuji crops, that's almost 800 mil, 774. You don't really ever need more than that. And then this thing's gonna be slightly heavier, way too much reach. You're seeing heat now, and much less tonnet. No separation. I don't know, man. I'm not super excited. They announced a bunch of new lenses, which Fuji has head scratching lenses where you're just like, why? The 56mm 1.2, some of y'all will love that, but they already have it. So Mark II that focuses faster, yay. A macro, nobody cares. And then this 8mm Tony 3.5. That's not what we asked for. Not once. That's a 5.25. I could do that. You want me to do it? That's 5.6. It's disgusting. This is disgusting. I'm angry at that lens. 8mm is too wide. That's 12mm. So vlogging your just goofy long-armed freak, it's gonna be wavy in the corners. We know that. And a Tony 3.5. Like, there's nothing appealing about that. I would think 10mm 1.8, something like that. Not even a Tony 2. You could maybe get away with 2.8, but you're pushing the boundaries of what I asked for. Who's it for? Astrophotography, they need more light. Vloggers, we need more everything. All right, couple more points on the camera, then we wrap things up. The custom button to switch autofocus to manual to single is gone, and it's a button now. I like that, but let me customize to get rid of the single. I don't want that showing up in my life. I don't need it. I want autofocus continual or manual. And then boom, one press, one. I don't want to be skipping through shit. Oh, whoops, I overshot it. They didn't upgrade the menu. I think that needed a complete overhaul, and it's not really doing it for me. So it's the same bad menu. The autofocus, we're getting hit and miss reviews here. Most people are saying it's not quite there. It's still kind of glitchy. It's not super reliable. Others are like, finally they caught up to Sony. Oh my God. The ambassadors and the camera stores are the ones saying that. Yeah, I'm watching you. So I don't know. Is it going to be reliable? My thoughts are probably not. It's just better, but it's still Fuji level. Better than Panasonic. Barely. But it could be nice. Hopefully. In their Summit, it looked amazing. The double eye on the dog, he was running full. That was impressive. But in the real world, the dogs, they drink water. You still can't turn off the IBIS. So you can't decide lens stabe only, IBIS only, or both, like Olympus can do. That would have been nice to see, like, okay, lens stabe only for this is much better. There's no jerky motions. Or if I just want to stay still, then the IBIS helps. Let us decide. Why is that? We're not asking for more. We're asking for less. It's less. No shutter angle. That hurts. That hurts. But we do have the custom mode. So you save 4K 120p, 240 shutters. Then your next mode is different. So it's doable. But it would have been cool to have that in there. Not that I would ever use it, but I might. So is this the wildlife camera of our dreams? Is it worth pre-ordering? Should we be jumping on this? I don't know, man. I'm not seeing a ton to where I'm just like, I need that. I'm happy with the X-T4. If I wanted to upgrade, I would want super sticky animal eye detect and better stabilization. And full frame would be nice. So like I lean, should I get that 200 to 600 for Sony? Could the 100 to 500 for this be good? I have the macro. We'll do a bunch of tests. The 100mm macro, that was as good as I could get. I might rent the 100 to 500. If you have one in Toronto and you'll let me use it, tell me down below. You tell me. Then we can get some stuff. Or Nikon Z9. I wish they had a 600mm prime instead of 800. Or their 200 to 600 zoom. So like when I see this Fuji, it's not worth jumping on immediately. Everything was hinging on this for me, this release, and then I could decide whether I wanted full frame or not. And the 4K 120p is nice, but we're cropped. It's almost a micro four thirds sensor at that point. And then the 240 frames, I haven't seen anybody even try it. If it's still the same crop, I think it is 29% crop, so that's not really improved. I was hoping 480 frames or the 240 didn't have a crop and it looked much better. I don't think we got either. And it's supposed to be stacked and speedy. Where's the speed? So calm down. It's a new camera release. It's exciting times. But it doesn't mean you have to throw away thousands of dollars just for potential increases and dilemmas, problems introduced to your life. Worse things than your current camera. But with the X-Trans Magic and this F-Log 2 potentially rivaling full frame dynamic range or even beating it, you might have some looks on your hands. And the nice Eterna bleach bypass for wildlife. Wow, I forgot my hair light. So I'm thinking, no, just no, Fuji. You had one job, and that was 480 frames, and I'm not seeing it. Unless it's a firmware coming to my X-T4, you're dead to me on the streets. So pre-order it for yourself. Your needs are much lesser than mine, so it's good enough for you, and I have links for you. But when it comes to me and my tastes of gold, I eat gold. It's not good enough for me yet, so far, that I know of. I'm gonna leave after you buy a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt. Let me know down below. Are you disappointed in the Fuji? Slightly, a little bit. But good on you. I want one. I'll have it. Thank you. I'm gonna leave. Bye.